I go in at least one day on a Monday or Tuesday, and then sometimes I go in the afternoons. The rest of the week, um, my kids, my kids don't like when I teach them home because I talk too loud and their teachers can hear me on their Zoom meetings. And so my kids prefer if I go to school in the afternoons. So I tend to be here in the mornings, and then for lunch, I go to school then, and I'll finish the afternoon there. So I'm there a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Are you a Verona resident? You live here?
Yep. Yeah, my kids I have a son who's a fifth grader at Glacier Edge and a daughter who's an eighth grader at Savannah.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. It's my daughter and I have been talking now about would she be interested in having me as a teacher next year? And that's still kind of a revolving conversation that we're having. There are some days where she wouldn't mind it, and there's other days where she's like, Dad, I think we're good. So
Not bad. You're 50-50 then?
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. And is Grace doing well? Things with Grace are going well?
Yeah, really, really well. Yeah,
Good.
she's taken it like a champ and surprisingly well.
Good.
So,
I'm glad to hear
always
that.
asking her if she wants help, but she's gotten really independent through this thing. So yeah, it's been good.
That's good. I mean, and that's one of the things I keep saying is that while there's a lot of things that this process is there's a lot of negatives in this process.
Mhm.
I do think the things that the kids will be learning about themselves still is a good thing. And that there's a lot of positives which come with that.
Yeah.
So, I hope then that, that then these things also carry over then to class.
Yeah.
That there are a lot of benefits in this process that the kids can learn. And I hope then that we continue to keep learning these skills and then changing the way that we do school. So,
Sure.
yeah.
She's got a brother home from college doing his finals here, so she's
Okay.
learning quick what that's all about too. So
Where does he go to school?
he's at Drake.
Okay. Down in Iowa?
Des Moines, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they kind of shut down the last after Thanksgiving, and everybody's doing finals from home.
Okay. And then when will he be going back?
Not till February.
It's February. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then will they start doing second semester stuff online, or are they just going to be taking an extended break?
They'll go back and some in class and some not. So it's been a hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Evening, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Did you get your bags delivered tonight?
I did. I actually made contact with people because I was like, "Ooh, I can't just leave them there and then email because they might freeze."
Thank you for doing that. I got my student over to his house and stuff like that, and
Good.
place. So yeah, it was good. Super appreciative. He had a big smile on his face when he came out and got it and stuff like that. So that was
And
nice.
saw another human being probably too.
Well, I think that, and it was, I don't know if it was just because it was his teacher that's
Yeah.
what kind of got him excited, or but yeah, it was nice to see him and to give that to him. So it was good. So, well, this might be our smallest group yet. This is called personalized learning here tonight. So we'll see if anybody else comes.
Sure.
Hi, Jennifer.
Oh, hi, sorry. It's Jen and Jim.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
It's not too many people here, huh?
No, you can put your camera on. It's a small crowd. It's okay.
I'm not feeling camera worthy tonight.
I hear you. I've been on camera all day. I hear you. But so, well, we'll kind of go ahead and get started here and see if more people come and stuff like that. So I guess, first of all, I just wanted to say, hope everyone's doing well. As I told the kids today, it's 17 days till Christmas. And so we talked a bit about that, which was kind of fun. And I asked the kids today, if we could change or add days to the 12 days of Christmas, what would they want day 17 to be? And we had some good ones, didn't we, Ms. Bowman?
Yeah, gamers gaming.
17 gamers gaming.
Yeah.
17 hours of sleeping.
Yeah, that was a good one.
$1 million was one, which I thought was, I said maybe we need to change the 12 days of Christmas to make it more like, current. And maybe it was a little too early in the morning on the Tuesday morning for the first class because nobody was really interested in talking. I was trying to get everybody to talk a little bit more. And it was still like pulling teeth with them. So I'm hoping to maybe tomorrow morning it might help a little bit. So, so I hope everyone's doing well, staying safe, and you're knee deep in the hoopla of getting things ready for the holidays and things like that. I just do want to start off as always. What are the things that you need to know, would like to talk about, questions that you have? Before I get going, I do have a short little agenda here, but as always, I want to make sure that I'm covering the things that you need to know to make this beneficial for your time. Anything?
Yeah, nothing from us. I think we're okay. Just working with Simon to make sure he's spending the right amount of time on homework. So the focus there might be a little missing, but I think your feedback from last time was helpful. How much time he should be planning.
Yeah. I do think it's one of the things that we've tried to be very conscious of. And I think we're hoping that we're going to be a little more consistent on some things. I do think the cell unit will have a couple more harder assignments coming up here, which will be nice. Then the DNA unit gets into some even harder assignments, but we're trying to keep the number consistent right around 10, actual 10 or 12 questions. And so the time frame should be a little bit more consistent than moving through our units. I do think the DNA stuff might take a touch more time to do the same amount of problems just because of the complexity of the work. But we've really done a much more consistent job of trying to be focused and cognizant and aware from your feedback and the students' feedback about the workload. So I'm hoping that you guys will find that second quarter is I think it's actually one of the better things that we've done from first quarter to second quarter is been more consistent in managing the workload and the expectations. So I'm still really excited about keeping the rigor of the coursework, but I do think we've done a better job of managing the workload. So hopefully that helps. What else? Anything else? I can begin the rambling then. So we'll start there with my agenda. I've got a couple of different things there. One, remember the Egg Lab is starting on Friday. We're excited about that. I'm hoping the kids get a little more excited about it themselves and actually tuned into it, that they're going to be needing, remember, an egg, a cup that can hold the egg, and 2 cups of liquid. They are going to be needing 2 cups of vinegar. So that's 3 things: the egg, the cup, 2 cups of vinegar, and they're going to need a string, shoelace, or a piece of yarn to measure with. Actually, I should go this way. I did that wrong last quarter. And then they're also going to need a ruler that's got metric on it for centimeters. So we'll be starting that on Friday. It should really only take about 20 minutes per class period to do the actual lab itself, but it will be running for 1 week of time. So we'll start it this Friday and it will be finishing next week Friday then. We're trying to remind the kids to keep it in a safe place, someplace that's not going to get tipped over, broken, touched, thrown away, all the different things, because, if they do, then it's no big deal because we'll have data to be able to give them. But we do want them to do that experimental part at school or at home while we'll be doing the control part at school. And we'll be then kind of somewhat one way sharing the information. So yeah, we're excited about that. Like I said, Ms. Bowman and I just delivered some bags of resources to the kids today, which was awesome. We had we had like 3 students or two or three students who needed some supplies. And so Ms. Bowman and I took some out to the kids today, which is great. Yeah, that's coming up on Friday. We have technically just finished the ecology unit. So this is actually mid-quarter grades are going get pulled up to the cloud tomorrow. And so if you haven't looked at PowerSchool yet, please do so. It does have a really good picture as far as where their work is, study skills, and grade is at. And it's nice because we do have that formative ecology unit test in there. That was one of their 380 assignments that were worth 80% of their grade. So you're getting a major grade now in that grade. And so check that out if you haven't looked at it. Also too, all of the missing assignments can still be turned in for full credit from back in the ecology unit. One of the things that we do see is that students tend not to do that. And it really does kind of when you get down to some letter grade differences, those assignments really do make a difference then. While I know they're only 20% of their overall total grade, but when you do get down to, once you put those 3 grades in, the 3 assessment grades, the homework grades do have some ability to be able to move those grades up and down then. So if students have missing grades, we strongly encourage, recommend that they're doing them and turning those in, even though the test has passed, because it will help their grades and things like that. All in all, I thought the ecology test went really well. Very pleased with the overall performance of the students on some things, and excited for the cell unit now. The cell unit will run till Tuesday, December 22nd. That is 2 weeks from today, will be the cell unit test in class like we've done. And then the retake will be the next day, Wednesday, the 23rd. Students do not need to come to class that day unless if they're going to do the retake. And again, as always, we do recommend that everybody take the retake because again, there's only a benefit to doing it. I'm still surprised by the number of students who don't retake the test. I think I had 16 total students between my 50 who took the class, who took the retake. So would be nice to see more students take advantage of that resource and things like that. So something to keep in mind and stuff like that as we get closer to the cell unit test time. Let's see here. Any questions so far? I'm halfway through my agenda, you guys. I've done it in 8 minutes. So we're going to get you out of here quick, unless if you guys want to yik yak and ask me some questions. So.
No, sounds good.
Well, actually, I have a question about the
Sorry. Sorry. I was trying to get you off the hook.
Somebody was like,
when you're saying that you're surprised at the lack of retakes, are you thinking that, someone got, a really good score, they should still want to retake it?
well, I mean, I guess I would say this. While yes, there are really good scores. If you don't get a 50, I don't see any reason as to not retake it then. Because you have the chance then to get 100% on it. The grades will, and while there's only one summative test now, and we had a bunch of formative tests, but once you add 2 or 3 then summative tests in there, right? So while let's say they got a 44 out of 50, that was what, 3 wrong? That was a B+. So that was like an 88 or an 89% B+, right? So let's just happen to say on the next test, they get a C on it. Well, now all of a sudden their grade is dropped lower now because of that one test grade. So if you had taken that 44 and let's say even turned it into a 48, right? Now your C that you got on the next test doesn't drop you as low. Does that make sense? So I do see that there's a huge advantage to retaking every summative test in every class because it's something that the school is asking every teacher to do, is that every summative assessment can be redone. I would think that every student should be taking advantage of that, regardless of the grade. Whether they got an A, unless if they got 100%, they should be retaking it. I did have 2 students go from 44 or 46 to a 50. Now, that's great for them because again, it gives them more of a cushion for the next two. And so like I said, when you get down to that third assessment, in the DNA test at the end of January, and now all of a sudden you're at a 91%, which is an A minus, those retakes now become kind of an important deal when if you're at a 91, which is an A minus, and a 93 is an A, you see why I think taking the advantage of a retake, actually there's a huge benefit for it. So, and again, because this, I do hope the students, and it's something that I haven't mentioned to them, but I do hope that they remember and understand is that this is their semester grade. So earning the highest semester grade possible is a really important thing for their GPA. So they don't get a second chance. I mean, that's one of the hard parts about one of the disadvantages of this virtual world that we're in right now is that this is it. This is their course. This is their quarter and semester grade. They don't get another quarter to redo their semester grade. And so at the end of this quarter, January 22nd, they will not only have done their first quarter classes and then finish their second quarter classes, but now they're going to have their very first GPA. And it's something that I've been mentioning to the students is your first GPA is your most important one. Getting as high of a grade as a GPA as you can on your first one sets the tone for everything else for the rest of your high school career. Raising a GPA is a very difficult thing, unless if you have a low GPA, right? If you have a really low GPA, raising it is really easy. Likewise, too, if you have a really high GPA to start with, it's really easy to lower it. But if you're kind of stuck in that middle, it's really hard to raise it. And so that's why I think it's a really important process to take advantage of every opportunity that the school is offering to retake any summative, again, which is 80% of their grade. You should be retaking, every kid should be retaking every summative assessment. That's just, again, my opinion. So hopefully that makes some sense. Did that answer your question?
It does.
Okay, good. I tend to give really long-winded answers, and sometimes I don't answer them very well. So I want to make sure that if it doesn't work, just tell me, say no, ramble some again, and I'll be more than happy to try better. So, all right. So let's see your second semester. I got two more things. Second semester schedule. Let's do this. Let's show you the second semester schedule. I'm hoping that this went out today to families. Oh, look at that. I can make it bigger. Perfect. There. All right. So this is going to be the schedule starting third quarter. So it would be Monday, January 25th this would be the schedule then for third quarter. What the two things that you're going to see here is one is that we've got this 45 minutes of instructional time, which hasn't really changed, but then we have 20 minutes built in of what we call office hours or support. There's still the morning office hours from 8 to 10, but each class is now going to be 65 minutes versus 45 minutes. And with the 45 minutes of instruction, but then also 20 minutes where we're just giving kids time to do homework, ask questions right when they're in class and things like that. Again, one of the things you've been hearing me say is that students aren't utilizing the office hours really the way that they should. So we're now building in then students to be able to get help from their teacher directly in that class period. So it's going to be second hour, fourth hour, sixth hour, and eighth hour. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, my kid is in first hour or fifth hour. So you're right. We're probably not going to be seeing them. They've had to do some changing around of some classes. They've actually taken my sixth hour, which I had first quarter, and they've moved that to third hour in fourth quarter. And so they've actually taken all of my students from sixth hour and moved them to third hour. What they've done is they've actually rearranged teachers' classes and schedules so that all of these classes will have the AP students in it. so that the AP students are getting all of their coursework that they're needing to take for the AP exams, which are the first 2 weeks of May. And so there had been a little rearranging of the schedules by teachers and different hours to fit so that all of the AP classes will be then running third quarter from January 25th until spring break. And then after that, there will be no AP classes for fourth quarter. There will just be some study support getting them ready for the AP tests in May. I do really like this. I think this is a great actual schedule for us. I love the longer class periods. I think it's something that Ms. Bowman and I are definitely look forward to taking advantage of, having more time, more of that face time with kids where they can get that one-on-one help. We're not asking them to come after school and things like that. There's still the morning office hours where kids can still come and get help if they need it, but we're trying to be able to give more directed focused help when they need it in class time. So it's not necessarily for us to spend more time teaching. It's not about giving more content. We're still, actually, I'd still like to think about that we're really only giving 35 minutes of content and then providing a half hour of support. I think that would be wonderful if we could kind of get to that more of a one-on-one, one-to-one, relationship between content and work. But I do think it's a great thing for students to be able to start their homework in class and then to be able to get feedback from Ms. Bowman and I directly in class and things like that. We can utilize more breakout rooms, things like that, where we're working more with, 1 on 3 or 4 students, versus 1 on, 20 students and things like that. So I think it's a great thing for us. I know we're still going to be planning on doing the team teaching that we're still currently doing right now. So between Ms. Klepper and Mr. Manzan and myself, that we'll be still continuing to combine our classes together on hours that we can. The units that we're going to be doing second semester will be genetics, evolution, and human body. Will be those 3 units that we'll be doing in that order for the second semester. So I'm hoping that you'll be seeing this. If you have not seen it already, I don't know how that works. If they email it to you, if they snail mail it to you or whatever, but hopefully you all get a copy of it. If not, I will be sending it out as well in the email tomorrow to parents and things like that, so that everybody knows more about that. Any questions about that, first of all? Ms. Bowman knows what I'm doing, so that's why she's smiling right now. It's called my teacher wait time. Right. I always like teaching the students about what teachers actually do and why we do it. When we get little formative feedbacks, we do some choral responses, we give them some wait time. I try to teach them these things because it's important for them to understand why we do as teachers what we do. So the last thing then that I have is scheduling. I've mentioned to you that there's going to be some really important stuff coming up on that. We're in the process of getting the course prospectus finalized for this coming 21-22 school year. 21-22, that's crazy. I've been teaching now a while, 21-22. So there'll be more to come on that. One of the things that I'm going to do is once the course prospectus gets finalized, I will be emailing it to everybody. It is over 100 pages long, so you're probably not going to want to print it unless if you love paper and have that much at your house and you want to print it all, you certainly can. One of the things that I'm going to recommend that students do, and I'm going to do it in class for them, is we are going to put it into Notability on their iPads. So the reason why I think that's really important is because then they can write on it. And what I think is an important thing to do is to be able to circle, put it a 10, 11, or a 12. Sounds interesting, might want to know more about, right? Who do I need to find out more information from? And so that they can really start looking at their high school schedule again as a complete process. Looking at it for the next 3 years, 10, 11, 12. So I think being able to really write on it, highlight, make some notes on it, ask questions is a really important time. We'll also be then putting out, and this will be right away at the beginning of third quarter. So starting right away on January 25th is the scheduling process. there will be some Zoom sessions that kids can attend to ask teachers certain questions about classes and coursework. I know each department will also be putting together videos about their department. We just met yesterday to talk about the science department, and we're going to be creating videos that have some, we're going to be talking about some of our different strands. So like our biological strand. So going from biology to AP biology, bio to HBS, kind of what are some of the similarities and differences? There are some things that we do find that students have some questions about concerning different courses. What's the difference between applied chem and chemistry? What's the difference between bio to AP bio and human body systems? I've already actually met with one family last week on Friday to talk with them about courses for the next 3 years for their son. And I love doing that. I'd be more than happy to do any of those things with you guys. If you have questions concerning, really what is the sequence for, we kind of talk about what are they interested in doing and kind of helping them to be most successful in getting to what they need for their interests. And I also think it's great for students who don't have any interest yet. They don't know what they want to do, so then trying to provide a nice broad background of experiences for them that can help them maybe find some interest and passions and things. Again, I'll continue to plug the electives that I was actually talking to a social studies teacher this morning who I hadn't seen in a while. And she was like, man, the social studies rooms are really small. And they are. The English and math and science, or the English, math and history rooms are really tiny. They're nice, but when you put 30 kids in them, they're really cramped. It's one thing I like about my room is my room is pretty big. I can get a lot of kids in there and feel good about it. But it's again, the electives, music has got beautiful facilities. Art has got amazing, tech ed, gorgeous, Project Lead the Way, cooking. You name it. We're starting a haircutting class. There's a barber shop. There's a barber's room in there. So we've got a lot of really great stuff that's going to be in the course prospectus. And I would strongly encourage and recommend to look through all of that and really start picking out some of the electives that your son or daughter might be interested in, and then back mapping that in particular. Like if they really want to take this as a senior, do they need to have prerequisites as a junior or a sophomore so that you can kind of plan holistically, right, for the next 3 years. I'm hoping that the course prospectus will be finalized. I think it's next week, if I remember correctly, and then getting put out to the last week of school. And so it should be out before we leave for break. Once it does, I will definitely make sure that I'm emailing it out to all of you, to every parent. And like I said, I'll make sure that every student has it in Notability. We're actually going to create their own folder called Course Prospectus, and we're going to put it in there so that they have a digital copy where they can then write on it, highlight on it, things like that. So more to come on that. I'm probably going to be inviting the first quarter parents back maybe for the next meeting or the meeting after that to be talking about this, because it was something that I was getting them prepped about as well. And I want to make sure that I'm including them in that process. So you might see more than 4 of you in the next couple of meetings. That not the fact that I don't like the 4 of you who are here. Don't get me wrong, but so there might be more than 4 of you. So if you wonder why, it's because I've invited some of the first quarter parents to come back to that. So that wraps it up. I've rambled now for a half hour. Ms. Bowman, anything that you'd like that I didn't do very well, you want to add?
No, I think you covered it all, unless anybody has specific questions for me. Yeah.
Mr. Brammer, you're doing a really good job of playing statue tag. You're just like your son. I love it. He's learned it from you. You do a great job of just sitting there and not moving. I now know where Cole got it from. It's like you're frozen, but you're really not. It's cool. You're a master at Zoom, aren't you?
Not a minute. Figured out the microphone.
Hey, you're frozen, Cole. So what else is going on? What questions do you guys have for us?
And so you may
No questions. Just appreciate your time and effort in all of this. Cole is feeling great about class. I think he's enjoying it. I want you guys to hear that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's, you know, while we would love to be in person, you know, with everybody else, I mean, I'm enjoying, I can only try to be positive about where I'm at. And I actually really do enjoy teaching. It's, the kids still haven't gotten used to my quirkiness yet, I guess. First hour sees a little bit more than fifth hour does. Fifth hour will definitely be getting the full dose of it in when we come back from break. But it's been interesting watching the students' reaction or non-reactions to things. So it's been fun. So I do enjoy teaching, and Sarah has been a huge bonus.
I'm a good audience for him. I laugh at his jokes, so
We-
that's why he likes me around.
We've made a good team so far of working together. So so if there's nothing else, I mean, seriously, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to email. Again, I'm more than happy to, if you would like to at some point in time to sit down and talk more specifically about your kid and scheduling and things like that. I'm more than happy to sit down and have that conversation and kind of map some things out kind of as best as I can. I was the science department chair for 10 years, and I do know, I feel like I know the school fairly well as far as the courses that are being offered. There's some new ones that are coming out as well, which are really exciting. The science department itself is offering 2 new courses next year, which I think are great. And we're going to be having another one come on, or no, we have another one coming on this year. We offered a new one last year. No, strike that. Another AP course coming in this year, and then another one coming in the following year. Super excited about, and I'm also just going to toot our own horn for the science department, since that's where I'm at. We actually offer more college level, college credit classes than we do non-college credit classes, which I think is a huge thing for us in our department. I think it's something like we offer, it'll be now almost 14 or 15 classes where you can earn a college credit in. And I think we've got something like 11 that don't. So, I mean, it really is, there's a lot of advantages to what Verona offers. And I think it's one of our huge, again, benefits of being in Verona, that we offer a lot of great and wonderful classes there. So I'm more than happy to talk. I know I'm just rambling and taking up your time, so I don't want to do that anymore. One last thing, any more questions for me before I let you go?
Just like class today, very quiet.
Yeah, again, either I'm doing an amazing job or you guys just don't have any questions. So I'm going to assume it's still me that I'm doing an amazing job. So thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate it. I hope that everybody continues to stay safe, that you and your family are enjoying getting ready for the holidays. As I mentioned, we are 17 days away, 17 days before Christmas. Tomorrow, we're going to hopefully see if we can get some better 16 ideas. Hopefully we don't get now 16 more hours of sleeping like we had today. So hopefully that's not a common theme for us. So otherwise, take care. Thank you very much. I will see you all next week. Same time, same bat channel.
Thanks. Take care.
Take care. See ya.